Hello.
Hi, Kathryn.
Hi.
Can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, hi, I'm Ryan Lewis. I'm the Georgia music curator at the University of Georgia Special Collections Libraries. And what that means is I'm in charge of the state's collection of music artifacts and ephemera.
My name is Kathryn. I am the Instruction and Community Engagement Librarian at UGA Special Collections. And we are here in our rare book vault with some of our fabulous rare books and manuscripts.
Is it cool if I ask you some questions?
Absolutely.
Of course.
All right. So today is National Ask an Archivist Day. So what's the most common question you get about the archives?
Well, for me, music-related stuff, people are generally asking me like what kind of things are in the collection, and a lot of times it's, people assume what we might have, and so people will be like, hey, do you have a Dwayne Allman guitar, or do you have a whatever it might be? And so it's generally things like that.
I think the number one question is, what do I have to do to get to look at stuff? Quite often people think that you have to have an appointment or you have to do something special to come here. But the reality is all you have to do is show up and bring an ID, and you can access anything we have.
And so what is your favorite item in the archives?
There are so many, but I think right now my favorite is the guitar that we have that belonged to Ricky Wilson from the B-52s. It's a guitar he used on the first album and through all their tours, so that's pretty special.
Oh, sounds very cool.
Oh man, so it changes quite often. I will say currently I'm obsessed with our Gay Bob doll. He was created in 1977 and he was the first openly gay doll.
What is the most interesting research project that you've helped with?
There is a community member who's been doing research on beach music, which was like fraternity party music from like the mid-60s into the 70s. And so he'll call me every week or so and ask me questions and ask me to look things up for him, and that's always fun. He's an older guy who graduated from UGA, and it's neat to see him working on that. He's working on a book project.
Well, I get to interact with a lot of students, so I've heard about some very cool ones. But one of my favorite recent interactions was with a PhD student who was looking into the sort of relationship between Latine and Latinx foodways and African American foodways here in the South. Turns out that most of the stuff she needed was actually over at the McBay Science Library, but it was very cool to hear about her project.
This question is, what's one thing about Hargrett that you think more people should know?
I think that people should know that Hargrett is much more than like a standard library. When people think of a library, it's sort of like a cross between a library and a museum. And I think a lot of people don't understand that they could actually come here and create a researcher account and actually see items, call items up from the collection and interact with them. I think that's pretty great.
Well, I guess I've already kind of said this, but I think more people should know that it's very easy to come and look at our collections. I think people think archive, they think special collections, they think lots of rules. And we do have rules, but we also want you to come here.
What is the coolest thing that you can see at special collections libraries?
Wow, there is definitely something for everybody. It's one of those kind of places where if you're into politics, if you're into music, if you're into history, if you're into really anything that pertains to the state of Georgia and honestly beyond. So picking just one thing would be very difficult. But yeah, so that's my answer, sorry.
Well, I mean, all of our rare books are pretty fabulous. We have things from before printing was a thing. So we have, those are called incunables or incunabula. From the early period of printing, and then of course manuscripts before that. And then we have lots of textile collections. So if you're into fashion, we have all sorts of very cool stuff.
What are you most excited about these days?
I am really excited about growing the Georgia Music Collection. I'm the first person to work here whose job is focused on music. And so part of my job is to expand the collection and bring in new items. So it's really exciting. I spend most of my time hunting artifacts, which is pretty cool.
Right now, I think I am most excited about zines. So we're doing several zine making workshops, which I love to do. And I recently got a grant to help create some oral histories related to the Fluke Mini Comics Festival here in Athens, which I'm really jazzed about.
Is the coolest question that you've gotten one of your classes so far?
Well, I think when students get to interact with like the historical items that we bring up, it brings up a lot of different ideas and things and the way that the students look at it is often different than I would. And so it's kind of exciting to just see the way that they to see the things through their eyes. One of the things that we bring up a lot is this Rock the Boat brochure from REM from the 90s, and students really seem to identify with that as like the first interaction between like bands and fans over political activism. It's pretty awesome.
What is your favorite subject to help students research?
Ooh, so I end up in my position curating a lot of our queer and LGBTQIA+ collections, and I really love working with students to access those materials.
Is something that you can't live without?
Music, I would say, yeah.
Oh, my cats. So I have 2 indoor cats and then 1 little feral that I am domesticating, and I'm absolutely obsessed.
What is your go-to coffee order?
That would be the largest possible hot coffee with milk and sugar.
I'm boring. Plain iced coffee, any time of year.
And lastly, do you have any parting words for us?
Everybody should come and check out Hargrett and see what we have here. There's a bunch of awesome exhibits up right now, and the staff here is available to help people find things and learn about things. So people should come check it out.
Just that I hope that you guys will come to Special Collections and access our very cool materials and look at our exhibits.
Well, thank you for talking to me.
Of course, thank you.